To grow, let go. You have to let go of people's past perceptions of you, even your own past perception of yourself, if you want to grow. So oftentimes in life, we hold ourselves back just because of things that we've told ourselves about who we are or things that we've done in the past. For example, we tend to continue to procrastinate because we've told ourselves time after time after time that, oh, we just procrastinate. Oh, we're lazy people. We like to do things last minute. We don't really do things ahead of time. We're never prepared for anything. And when you constantly tell yourself these things, not only are you in a way speaking it into existence, your mind is a very, very powerful tool. And the thoughts that you feed your mind tend to become true over time. And it reminds me of that quote that says, whether you tell yourself you can or you can't, you're right. And it's just so easy to fall into this trap of, oh, I'm not good at this. I'm never on time. I'm never punctual. I don't work hard. I love to sleep in. And the more that we tell ourselves these things, the more that we inhibit ourselves from achieving greatness, from achieving and really becoming the best version of ourselves. Because the more that I've realized it, the more that I've told myself, oh, I procrastinate, I'm not a good student, I'm not good at taking exams, the more that just kept going on and it kept, in a way, manifesting itself. And I didn't realize it at the time just because everyone around you seems to do it. So you don't think anything of it. You don't think, oh, is there a reason why I tend to always procrastinate? Is there a reason I tend to always be late places? And it just makes things worse because the more that we procrastinate, the more that we're late going places, the more that we tell ourselves that this is just who we are. And so we just accept these things. Whereas in reality, if we started thinking of ourselves in a better light and we started speaking of ourselves in a better light, we started telling ourselves, I don't procrastinate. I'm not really a fan of procrastination. I love being on top of my work. I love being on time places, putting myself in position to be on time places. When you start shifting the way that you think, you start putting yourself in better position to do better. Because ultimately, to do better, you have to think better. And when you start to think better thoughts, you start to achieve better. When you start to achieve better, now it becomes a domino effect, but in the opposite way, in the much better way than, oh, I'm a terrible student. I'm not good at taking exams. So when you tell yourself that, you're going to take actions and do things that bring that saying into existence. If you tell yourself you're a bad test taker, you're not going to study as hard as you normally do or could. You're not going to go to class or focus during class as much as you could. And then what's that going to do? Now you're not going to do as well on this exam, and it's going to prove everything right that you were saying about yourself. And so it's just this repeat effect, and you're going to keep seeing the same thing happen. And so you can't afford, or you can't expect to see great outcomes when your mind is programmed for worse outcomes. It's almost like going to play basketball and telling yourself over and over again, I'm not really good. This shot probably isn't gonna go in. I'm probably not gonna play very well. I'm too slow. I'm not very agile. I'm not very quick. The more that you continue to tell yourself these things, you're already kind of diminishing yourself mentally and physically compared to everybody else. And that's something I used to do all the time. Before I really started lifting weights and I was much skinnier, I would tell myself, oh, well, these guys look stronger than me. I don't want to try to get a rebound or anything because I might get pushed to the side or I might get hurt, and I don't know. And the more that I told myself these things, the more that I played small. Because you imagine someone who's like 6'1", maybe 155 pounds, not really trying to drive the ball, not really trying to get rebounds, just shooting all of the time. Because he had told himself, oh, well, I can't get rebounds. I don't want to risk, trying and maybe embarrassing myself. And you compare that to the person who, let's just say, is still the same 6'1", 155-pound person, but he's telling himself, oh, I don't care who big or how big someone else is that's out there. If the ball goes up, I'm trying to get that rebound just like he is. Or, I'm just as good as he is because we're on the same court at the end of the day and we're both humans and I'm gonna compete to the best of my ability. So now you're starting to reframe that mindset and you're going from this woe is me, oh, let's just hope for the best. I don't really know. You're going from that mindset to the hold on, no, I got this. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm gonna play as hard as I can. I'm gonna play smart. And that whole mindset shift is huge. And you tend to see that oftentimes when you're watching sports. You can even tell like who plays with more confidence. You can see one guy, even if he messes up or misses shots or whatever, his confidence never falters. And that was one thing I've always respected about Russell Westbrook is regardless, he might have some nights where he's shooting 4 for 19, where his shot isn't falling. But one thing about Russ is he's going to play super hard game after game. He's going to give you 110% effort, 110% hustle. And that right there shows me that he has unwavering confidence because regardless of what happens with his shot, he knows that effort is a constant. The shot might not be falling every night, but regardless, as long as he's ready to play physically and mentally and he has, the energy to give that effort, then that right there is what teams really respect. And that's what a lot of teams are looking for. And so, yeah, you guys, I hope this video was super helpful. I really just felt the need to make this video because so many times in life, we get so caught up on past perceptions of ourselves. And we just tend to think that, oh, because I was like this in the past, this is just how I'm always going to be. And at the end of the day, it's really up to you. You could wake up one morning and completely change your life if you decide to. You could all of a sudden finish lunch one afternoon and decide to stop doing something and completely change things. So it's not always a matter of, having this kind of victim mentality and thinking, oh, well, I guess if this is just, how I am, this is how it's gonna be forever. No, like it's totally up to you to decide whenever that you're going to flip your mindset and you're going to start to think of yourself in a much higher light. And once you think of yourself in a higher light, your future becomes brighter. Now you start attracting things that you wouldn't have attracted otherwise had you stayed in that same mentality. And so I hope you guys found this video helpful. And to also sum things up, to grow, you have to let go. You have to let go of past perceptions that are negative and past perceptions that are only going to hinder your progress. And once you make these changes, you put yourself in position to start doing better. And so if you guys found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. I also have a course called Beyond Diplomas and Degrees. That's the first link in the description, where I talk about different lessons that I've learned from high school to college and through dental school about like imposter syndrome and things like that. And so I hope that you guys will check it out. And thank you guys if you stuck through all the way to the end, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.